Hi everyone, I am Kylie Walker. I am the owner of I Think Property. We specialise in real estate in South East Queensland, and we currently have offices based in Ipswich and Toowoomba. We started our business 15 years ago, and it was mainly because we were having so many bad property management experiences ourselves as investors. So we thought maybe we could do things a little bit better. And now here we are down the track 15 years later. Tonight, I really want to focus on why Ipswich and Springfield are great areas to consider investing in, but I'll also touch a little bit on Toowoomba as well. So Springfield to Ipswich is known as the Western Growth Corridor, and it was dubbed a few years ago as the fastest growing region in Australia. And we've had huge amounts of developments and new communities have sprung up all throughout this corridor. And I've been, as I said, I've been here for 15 years running this business, and rental demand has always been high. I think we've had one period in the last 15 years where supply exceeded demand, and that was after a whole heap of new developments shot up pretty much at the same time. Building has now slowed down, and the tenant demand is bigger than ever right now. We have vacancy is under 1%, not just in my business, but across a lot of the other local businesses in the area. I currently have only 2 properties available for rent, one in Ipswich and one in Toowoomba. And we are receiving around 10 applications at times for vacant properties. We're also getting really strong numbers still through open homes. But we don't have to hold a lot of them because we are actually able to rent a lot of properties without even advertising them currently, because there's just so many people waiting to get a property. It's actually taking us less than a week on average to rent a property. But prices, when it comes to lease renewals, they're not increasing like they were. We're probably still putting it up on average, maybe $20 to $30. And a lot of tenants are deciding to stay put because pretty much there isn't really much else out there in the market for them to go to. I did some research earlier this afternoon, and currently in the last month, there was only 9 new properties advertised for rent in Ipswich, and Springfield had 17 new properties. There is an issue at times, a little disclaimer here. The quality of applications in Ipswich can be challenging at times, and just because it's a lower socioeconomic demographic. But we're not experiencing that at the moment because we're actually getting a large migration of people who can't afford to rent or buy in Brisbane. So Ipswich and Springfield are only sort of 30 minutes or 20 minutes from Brisbane CBD. So a lot of people are moving and migrating out west to the suburbs because they're just way more affordable. So the rental yields we're seeing at the moment are between 5% and 7% across Ipswich, Springfield and Toowoomba. It is very hard if you're looking to buy a property to find anything under $400,000 now. Sales prices, though, are starting to stabilise a little bit, but they have been up by 10 to 20% across the board. I personally feel like the cycle is about to move back in favour of investors. So we've had a lot of first home buyers enter these markets because, like I said, rental prices in Brisbane went so crazy, as well as sales prices. So we've had a lot of people move out and purchase properties in Ipswich. And what generally happens is when we have a lot of these emotional buyers or the homeowner buyers in the market, they tend to drive the prices a lot higher. But numbers at sales open homes, I checked in with my team over the weekend, and they're getting less and less people showing up at their open homes at the moment. So I feel that prices are going to start adjusting to meet that demand as well. Median sales prices in both areas, or all 3 areas really, are around the $500K mark. And a 4-bedroom property will rent for around that $500 to $600 per week. So again, it's that 5 to 6% rental yields are still being achieved. Some suburbs that I would recommend you look into if you are considering investing in this region. Redbank Plains, it's experienced a huge population growth since COVID. Another one, Wulkuraka, which is really hard, and I'll put the name in the chat for you. It's got just recently opened a new housing development, and there is a lot more housing developments in the pipeline. It's a little bit west of Ipswich, so it's got that really nice country feel. And when I say it's only a 5-minute drive from Ipswich, but it's got a really nice country feel, country town feel, and a lot of people are enjoying that sort of vibe at the moment. And another popular suburb to consider is Collingwood Park. It's really popular with defence. So Ipswich is home to one of Australia's largest defence bases, and it's a lot of the defence families like living in that area. They've got a real community happening in that area as well. What else can I tell you? There's huge growth predicted in Ipswich, Springfield and Toowoomba. There's a lot of major infrastructure projects on the cards. Springfield has just got their AFL stadium about to open. The Ipswich Defence is actually going to be expanding, and there's also a rail line in the works between Ipswich and Toowoomba as well. Speaking of Toowoomba, it is considered now one of Australia's fastest growing centres, regional centres. Property prices are going through the roof there, and they're only sitting on the market for around, on average, 13 days. And experts are considering it one of Australia's strongest property markets. And another, so I would just be watching this market if you are a serious investor. The population there is expected to double over the next decade or so. So if you would like to know more about investing in Ipswich, Springfield or Toowoomba, or anywhere in South East Queensland, let me know. I'll put my details in the chat and I'd be happy to connect with you further. Thanks for having me, Ash, and happy investing, everyone.